I gotta drink some coffee in this one. Physical words wound by attacking somebody's body appearance or physical capabilities. When you mock someone's weight, criticize their appearance, or shame their physical limitations, you create body dysmorphia and physical self-hatred that can last lifetimes. Okay. Physical criticism from others often becomes the voice of body shame that people carry forever. You know what I'm going to say about this, right? Nobody has a right to be going around shaming other people. Nobody. Because honestly, when we all start putting on the mask on our own faces, plain analogy, you put the mask on your own face, you worry about yourself, what you will find is that there are so many things about your own body that you need to be dealing with. It's a difficult one because we live in a world where we see societal programming says to us, as a woman, you have to be a size 0 or a size 2 with, size 2 waist and, hips and curves and perfect breasts, perfect teeth, perfect everything. Because we see this on media. And so when we don't look like that, we feel like we are failing. With men, they have to have perfect abs, they have to have perfect pecs, they have to have perfect guns. And so when you are not this, you are failing. I am all for being living in a healthy body. Having grown up in Africa, I've seen women who are this big, okay? Like their thigh is this big. It's like their thigh is my whole body, okay? And these women are strong. They are strong. They walk. They have children on their backs. They have one child here, and something on their head, like a bucket on their head, and they are walking with their children, and another child here and a bucket on their head. They are strong, and they are walking 5 miles every day with these children. I have seen women who are my body size here. It's a thigh and a leg. Is it? Yeah, a thigh and a leg, and it's just unhealthy. So who am I to shame somebody on what size they are? Who am I to shame somebody on what size somebody is? I'm all about be healthy in whatever size you are. Just be healthy. When you have guts this big, usually it's a lack of gut health. Because I've seen it in myself. When I am not really taking care of my body, and when I've got a lot of stress, cortisol rises. Cortisol levels rise. And then that's when you start seeing the belly fat and all of these fats. When you regulate your nervous system through meditation, understanding the root cause of your stress and your anxiety and your depressions, eating appropriately, taking supplements, exercising, even if it's just walking every single day. What you start to recognize, eliminating toxicity out of your life, what you start to recognize is that the cortisol levels will start to decrease. You will start to feel better about yourself because you are engaged in small doses of successful habits. Successful habits. And as you celebrate those small doses of successful habits, you start to build self-esteem and self-worth. And as you build self-esteem and self-worth, you start to feel better about yourself. And no matter what anybody can say about you, and no matter what anybody can say about your body, you don't care. You don't care. I don't really care what people say about my body. It's my body. I love my body. And I encourage you, and if anything you get out of this live stream, is that it is your responsibility to love your body so much. I understand loving yourself, but loving your body. And sometimes it starts with one small act of just waking up every day. If you've got a long length mirror, wake up every single day and look at yourself in the mirror and just say, I love my body. I love my body. I just 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 love my body. Or you can just wake up and kiss yourself. I love myself. Yo. I love my body. Yo. I love my body. I love my body. I just love myself. I just love myself. Just love myself. I started this at 17 years old. 17 years old, coming out of a very toxic relationship. I just looked at myself in the mirror and I said, you know what? If I don't love myself, these people are going to kill me. Because if you do not love yourself, you will attract all sorts of garbage. All sorts. All sorts. Anytime my self-love dips, the people that come into my life, that I allow into my life, are something else. Then I've got to look at myself and say, yo. What is going on here? But self-love is so critical. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Self-love, it is the engine. It is the power that fuels you forward. No matter what situation you are experiencing, no matter where what hell you find yourself, self-love, self-honor, self-respect. Self-honor and self-respect. A majority of us have wounding from childhood. We definitely have wounding from childhood. I have to acknowledge this. Where people shamed you for your weight. I was so skinny. I was so skinny. And growing up, a lot of people used to laugh at me because I was so skinny, and they were like, "Ooh, you're from Ethiopia. You're so skinny. Look, your parents just probably picked you up in Ethiopia." What's wrong with Ethiopians? Some of the most beautiful African women I've met are Ethiopian. They are like skinny, they are tall, they are like supermodels. But South Africans hadn't seen the beauty of Ethiopian women. They'd only seen through media that Ethiopian people were skinny and starving, and because there was wars in Ethiopia when I was growing up, and all the images we saw of Ethiopian people were these sick people, it's like children, skinny, poverty. It's not true. It's not true. Not true. Some of the most beautiful women. I saw one woman here in Bangkok. Oh my God. This woman was just so beautiful. She was tall. She was beautiful. Her hair was just so healthy and long, and she had some hips, but she was skinny and long body, and she was just, oh my God. I just stopped and I said, girl, you are just divine. You are just a goddess. You are beauty. She said, me? I said, yeah, girl, you. She's like, really? I was like, oh my God, girl, what kind of an African woman are you? She's like, oh, thank you so much. I said, good. Take that thank you and keep it pushing. Remember how beautiful you are. Yes, because when I was growing up, people used to laugh at me about how skinny I am. And now I look at it and I'm just like, majority of the people that were laughing at me at how skinny I am were unhealthy and sick and fat. Are very unhealthy. You know? So most of our wounding starts in childhood. And we carry this wounding into adulthood. And because we were wounded in childhood because of what your PE teacher said, what your mother said, what your father said, what your peers said in school, what your grandma said, what the PE teacher said, what the nurse said, what the doctor said, oh, you need to lose a bit of weight, you're kind of like fat. For a teenage girl your age, you shouldn't be this weight. Said who? Maybe I'm just big boned. You know? If you're having health challenges consistently, if you're having shortness of breath, if you cannot walk a flight of stairs, if you cannot jog a bit or you cannot walk long distances, maybe you are unhealthy and your doctor is truly saying something that could save your life. Okay? Then you need to pay attention. But if you can feel that your body is strong and you're working out your body, and you know, it doesn't need to be doing weights or doing cardio or something like this. I started yoga when I was 19. I used to do hatha yoga. I joined a gym in South Africa, and this gym had the weights and the cardio, the treadmills, and then they introduced yoga, and I said, what is yoga? I don't know what yoga is. So I started going to these yoga classes. Oh, the first few months of those yoga classes, downward dog was just like something. I said, these Indian people, yo. But I continued going. And then I got stronger. So loving your body doesn't mean that you are eating only vegan food. You are eating vegetarian food. You are only doing yoga, or you are only doing weights, or you are only doing cardio. It is just finding whatever works for you. That is true leadership. What is leadership? Leading others? No. Leadership is leading yourself. What is it that I like? What is it that I don't like? What is society telling me I should be and I should not be? And what do I believe about it? Do I agree with what society is telling me is the right way to live my life? And if I don't agree, I'm willing to stand by myself in my truth and do what makes me happy. Yes, this is true leadership. It's leading thyself. And in leading thyself and knowing who you are and living from your truth, your true self, your true north, There's an author, Martha Beck. Martha Beck, totally love you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. There's an author, Martha Beck. I read her book, Finding Your North Star and Steering by Starlight. I used to, when I was going to college, summer months when I wasn't taking a lot of classes in university, I used to watch the Oprah show. I used to watch Starting Over by Mama Ian Van Zandt. I think it was like at 10 o'clock in the morning. And I used to sit there on the couch and eat my granola and watch Starting Over. And then after that, it was, I think, the Dr. Phil show. It was like the Dr. Phil show. And then after that, the Oprah show was like later. I could only catch the Oprah show maybe I think like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Vegas time. And I used to watch these shows while I was cleaning, eating my breakfast, getting ready to go to school or something like this. And I found Martha Beck like way. I was still in university, okay? And I bought her books. And she was talking about... I can't even remember why I was telling you about Martha Beck. She had something that caught me. But okay, buy her books. Buy her books. Steering by Starlight. Steering by Starlight was one of the best books that I read. I haven't read any of her books recently, but Steering by Starlight. Oh, Your True North. Your True North. Because she said in that book that your true north will feel like ease. And I found in my life that when my body just resists, it just resists. I cannot. I'm so sorry, I cannot. If I go down that path, it's a nightmare. It is a nightmare. So that is true leadership, is knowing thyself, knowing your true north, knowing your true self. What is my true self? My true self doesn't like to do too much weight because it's just not my thing. I've tried it. It's just not my thing. I like to do weights, but not where I'm bulked up. I don't like bodybuilding. It's just not my thing. And I don't look down on women who do bodybuilding or men who do bodybuilding. I find that very sexy. I'm like, whoa, look at your body. Whoa. It's kind of real sexy. But it's not for me. That's true leadership. What is right for me might not be right for you. What is right for you might not be right for me. Might not be right for me. And I think in this world we are living from this perspective or from this ideology that we all should be the same. We should all be doing the same thing. And especially in the collective cultures, it's like, why are you wanting to be different? Why are you wanting to be different? Because I just am different. Do you know what I mean? And if you don't know what I mean, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be unique. It is your mandate from the universe to express your uniqueness, the beauty of who you are, the magnificence, the brilliance of who you are, without being a copy, paste, carbon version of someone else. Life is boring when everybody is the same. It is boring. But as human beings, I don't think we have evolved to a level of consciousness where we appreciate difference. We are still functioning at the most basic animalistic levels of consciousness, where it's like 2-year-olds. Nice. I want to be like you. And it's like, when do we evolve out of this? Evolution is I am allowed to be who I am without having to ask for consent from you. I am a sovereign being. Say this with me. I am a sovereign being. I do not need to ask for consent from you. And you do not need to ask for consent from me. Do whatever you want, as long as you're not harming other people. Live your life. Figure out who you are. Love yourself through the journey. Stop lying. Tell the truth. I don't like that. Okay, not a big deal. I won't engage in that. Okay, not a big deal. It's okay. Who said we need to be like everybody else? This I've never understood. Truly, I've never understood this. I like to be myself. I like myself. I love me. It has taken years, 28 years in developing this level of self-trust and this level of self-love. Every time I dip a little bit or I compromise a little bit, just disaster after disaster after disaster. Now I refuse to compromise. I refuse. Because I've learned over the past 28 years that any small compromise equals disaster. I refuse to compromise. I refuse. I ask you to embody this level of self-respect. A few days ago, we were doing a mindfulness mentoring session on self-love, self-honor, self-respect. The ability to love your body and then eventually love yourself starts from you just waking up in the morning and just honoring the body that carries your life force. Knowing that this body is what walks you through on this planet. Because without legs, you can walk and get to where you need to go, but it's a little more challenging. But I've seen people here walking to the train, running to the train, and they are a little bit disabled, and I'm running with them, and we're running together, and they're running with their leg. I saw a guy, I was telling my husband, I said, I was so inspired by that man. I said, wow, this guy's leg was a little disabled, and I had to walk from one train to connect to another train, and then the security guard at the train station was telling us that, the train is coming. So we just got off one train, and he's like, hey, train is coming, come quick, so you don't miss the train. And I watched this guy. He didn't have 1 ounce of shame about his body. He didn't have 1 ounce of feel sorry for me, give me a wheelchair and push me to the next train. He was just hobbling there. And he was dragging his leg and his arm. I said, yo. He was so strong in his body. He was so capable, so strong in his mind, and capable to move his body tempo across the train station to get to the next train so that the train he wouldn't miss the train. I said, no, man, there is something in living, number one, in a city where you see people and they are just pushing. It doesn't matter if they're dragging their leg, their restless leg, and they're just hobbling away. Okay? There is no feel sorry for me, give me a wheelchair, push me to the next train station. None of the stuff. Just to walk myself there. If I miss the train, okay, another train is coming. I am so inspired by people like this. It's like there is no excuse, even for me, to not honor my body, to not take care of my body temple, to not love my body temple. That works, because I was sharing with you a few days ago that I was paralyzed, literally paralyzed. I couldn't move my arms, my limbs. I was just like, I couldn't. I then understood the importance of honoring your body temple and speaking truth into the cells of your body. Speaking truth over your body temple, commanding it to be alive. Because if you speak falsehoods over your body temple, your body is listening. Your subconscious mind is going, yes, okay, yeah, I'm fat. Okay, so fat. I'm not healthy today. Okay, breakdown. We have all across the world health care challenges. Healthcare challenges. We believe in an idea of sickness, and this is a lie. This is a lie. It is a lie. But Tembi, I am sick. Yes, it is a fact. Truth is, your body temple is whole. Wholeness is the very idea of your body temple, because I am seeing people here in Thailand, they don't have an idea of, you need to push me in a wheelchair. They're hobbling, dragging their restless leg across the train stations. In Africa, it's the same thing. In Africa, there's no motorized wheelchair. Okay, maybe now they are, but I didn't see one in Africa when I would go to Africa. There's no motorized wheelchair. You just push me around the mall in a motorized wheelchair. It's like you hobble along with all your troubles. And we don't see, okay, maybe now we're getting a little softer, but there's no troubles like this. When I was living in China, I didn't see people just like, yes, people are sick. And yes, people experience periods of their life where their body temple is not strong, but they still keep moving. And I'm seeing a lot of young Americans that are just like breath work, that are in their bodies, that are moving, and it's a lifestyle, right? And they're promoting that. Okay, I think this is very good, because I think the previous generations have been sitting at their desks for years. And now we have a class of baby boomers that are sick. They're not getting any better. But I think this class of baby boomers that are sick and not getting any better are worldwide. But what inspires me about Asia is that you can see like a 90-year-old man, you can see he can't even see anymore. He's holding on to his walker, and he's still walking. He can't even look up anymore straight like this and walk. No. He's like this, taking one step at a time with a walker. And he's still out, going downstairs, walking outside to the train station, to go to the food vendor market, to go buy his little rice and whatever he's going to eat for the day. And they're just hobbling there by themselves, walking by themselves, cars crossing the roads, and Bangkok is hella busy. And they're just crossing the street. They're shaking while they're I'm like, no, this inspires me. This inspires me. No car. Body must be moving. Body must be moving. Body must be moving. Your body temple is here to be strong. Your body temple is the vessel for strength. Say this about yourself. No, I'm so sick. I'm so weak. I'm so depressed because, come on, human being. I believe in you. What you say, your body temple, the cells of your body, the organs of your body, the tissue in your body hears and responds accordingly. I will refuse to say my body is sick. I refuse. Even when I'm not feeling well, I'm like, wholeness rise within me. I can, for a split second, say, I'm just not at my best today. I'm not feeling my best. I never say I'm sick. I just say, I'm just not feeling my best today. If it's time for me to rest because I'm not feeling my best, that I will rest. If it's just a little bit of not feeling my best, I will keep going. Whether I have to take a walk, whether I have to exercise, whether I have to clean the house just to move energy in my own body, whatever I have got to do. It starts with the mindset. Okay, the mindset becomes the words you speak, right? So if the mindset is, well, I'm not size 2, or I don't have the perfect teeth, so I must be ugly, I don't want to smile because I don't have these sorts of teeth. Okay, that's a mindset that is so out of alignment with the truth of your being. The truth of your being is that life cannot create ugly. Life cannot create ugly. Life cannot create ugly. The universe cannot create ugly because you are the presence of the universe revealing itself. God cannot experience itself other than through you. You are the face of divinity. The face of divinity. So God cannot create ugly. Life cannot create ugly. The universe cannot create ugly. So we start from that truth. We start from that truth. If life cannot create ugly and broken, anything in your life that is ugly, dysfunctional, and broken is a lie. Because fundamental truth is that God cannot create ugly. Because you are the face of divinity, and without you, God cannot know itself. Without you, the universe cannot experience itself. It needs you to know itself. Fundamental truth. So whatever is diseased, is dysfunctional, is ugly, is a lie. But when I was growing up, okay, I understand that when you were growing up, your friends, because they were jealous and they believed they were ugly themselves, their mothers never loved them, their fathers never loved them, or what hell they were living in their homes, has nothing to do with you. So okay, yes, they came to school and they said this and said this and said this to you, and your teacher in PE said this and this and this, but this was when you were 10 years old. You are 50 years old and you're still living from a 10-year-old version of you. When do we grow up from this? But they said, I can't work out because my body. Okay, but this was a 6-year-old version of you. This was a 10-year-old version of you. This was a 15-year-old version of you. Now you're 50 years old, you're 60 years old, and you're still telling the same story of a 6-year-old or a 10-year-old or a 15-year-old. When do you grow up from this? When do you grow up from this? You are 60 years old with children, grandchildren. You are 40 years old and you have a 12-year-old daughter who's going into her blooming phase, and you're still hung up as a woman about what someone said to you when you were 8 years old or 16 years old. You're supposed to be here as a mother to help your 12-year-old daughter bloom into her young adulthood and into being a healthy adult, but you're not a healthy adult. You're still worried about your fat issues. You're still worried about how ugly you are. You're still worried about, what boy dumped you, and you just were never able to get over it. And yet you have a daughter. You have a daughter. And how we believe, sometimes I ask myself, how do we think that we are going to change and the next generation is going to get better? It cannot get better if I'm still complaining about what people said to me when I was 10 years old, that I was skinny like an Ethiopian. Okay, look at me now. I'm 44 years old and, I look like a 16-year-old. Do you know what I mean? If I just carried that along and we cannot, the next generation of women and young men cannot be self-confident if you, as a 40-year-old, are not self-confident. How can you? Because we're giving birth. We are parents. Yet we have low self-esteem. What are the children learning from us? What are the children learning from us? That it's okay to have low self-esteem? Then when they have low self-esteem, it's like, oh, okay, it's okay to have low self-esteem. No, nothing, never this, never that. No, it's not a thing. I saw my mother when I was very young. She used to do mirror meditation. She just used to look at herself in the mirror. So I cannot say I learned mirror meditation from myself. I learned it by watching my mother. She used to just look at herself in the mirror and just like, I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. God made me. No, she had a Bible verse. I formed you before I formed you. I loved you. I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. She used to use that Bible verse. So use your Bible verses, or you can use an affirmation. I speak. Here, affirmation. My words honor and respect all bodies, including my own body. I speak to affirm physical dignity, not to create body shame in myself and within others. We do not shame people who have physical disabilities. What if they are moving on the train and they're running to the train like me running to the train? I'm like, yo, come man, good on you, move that body. God lives in that body. Move that body. The universe is going, yes, in that body. Who are you to shame anybody else? Who are you? Sometimes, okay, I will just tell people that, come on, man, seriously, you kind of like have to do something about this. It's not shaming. I love you enough to tell you that, look, you're not healthy. This gut, big bellies, it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. Gut issues. When you have gut issues, you cannot think clearly because it's cortisol, stress. Gut health is so important. I, for the longest time, was taking bentonite, and I was just clearing. Because I was living on an island and I had parasites from the food. And then moving to the city, I realized, the parasites, I don't have as many parasites because the water is different in the city than on an island, and the food quality and how they wash the food in restaurants, but I'm cooking at home a lot more. So yeah, just like my gut health, like my big belly, gone. Gut health, and some yoga, and some vitamins. You are allowed to love yourself. It is your mandate to love yourself because, listen to me, what did I say? Life cannot create ugly. It can never this, never that. Life cannot create ugly. Life cannot create broken nor dysfunctional. Life cannot do this. We do this to ourselves. And then we want to blame life. Why, God, is my body like this? I'm so ill. But no. But you can say, but there are children that are born with disabilities. Okay, but they are still beautiful. Their bodies still work. So life fundamentally cannot create ugly, broken, or dysfunctional because their bodies still work. And their soul created this body. And this body showed up here on planet Earth and it's working. Your judgment of the body is that the body is broken. Your judgment of the body is that the body is disabled. But Source, the universe, God consciousness cannot create ugly. Never this, never that. Cannot create dysfunctional nor broken. If it works, God says, I approve. Life says, keep on moving. Your judgment and my judgment is that that body is dysfunctional. That body is disabled. That body is too big. But leave your judgments out of it because you are not source. Worry about yourself. My body temple. My body temple. You know what I mean? Just worry about yourself. Worry about yourself. Worry about yourself. How was that? How was that? Human beings, let's worry about ourselves so that we don't end up with diseases, incurable diseases that truly are not even a part of source. It's because we hate ourselves, and this is why we have all of these illnesses of the body, mind, and spirit. The spirit can never be ill, but eventually, when you hate yourself enough, your spirit will become so dark and so evil that it will be diseased. Once your spirit is diseased, it's easy for the body to be diseased. It's easy for the mind to be diseased. And then it's a spiral down after that. You're finished. This is how the suicides happen. Because once you hate yourself so much, anybody who shows up with self-love, self-confidence, you are going to hate them. Because fundamentally, you hate yourself. So unattractive. And you're living a lie. It's a delusion and an illusion and a lie and a confusion that creates devastating consequences. Devastating. Not only for yourself, but for a whole bunch of people. Because self-hatred, one person who hates themselves, can do so much damage on this planet, can cause so much harm on this planet. Look at the likes of Hitler. You think Hitler doing what he was doing was because of self-love? No, it wasn't. It was self-hatred on some level. It must have been self-hatred on some level to want to just be a part of annihilation consciousness. Why? Self-hatred. Self-love is power. Because self-love says, I love myself, I respect myself. So when I love and respect and honor myself, I would not do something that would violate that or that would go against the self-love and the self-respect and the self-honor. And if you will not violate your own body or you won't allow somebody else to violate your body and give you diseases and speak nasty to you and still be around them and beat you and all sorts of this stuff. You won't engage in this rubbish. You'll be like, yo, in what reality? I'm so sorry. Goodbye, God bless. Goodbye and God bless. Then you don't have diseases that you don't know where they come from. STDs, all sorts of these things. It starts with self-love. Honestly, it starts with self-love. I love my body. I respect my body. I honor my body. I just love my body. I respect my body. I honor my body. It starts right there. Right there. And it builds from there. And as it builds, you do not allow people in your life that disrespect themselves, that do not honor their own body, that do not honor and their own sense of beauty, their own sense of wholeness. Because when you do, they will bring the filth into your life, and you do not want that. You do not want that. Love yourself. This is the key. This is the engine of true life. Self-love. Self-respect. Self-respect. Self-love. Okay, so let us practice our mindfulness mentoring session. May love you long time.